paper, created by Couture Foundation. On ICSE's professional program. Group 2 elective paper 7.4. Banking and Insurance Laws and Practice. Lesson 20, Functions in Insurance and Compliance Related thereto, Part 3. Banking and Insurance Laws and Practice. Lesson 20, Functions in Insurance and Compliance, Part 3. Sample question paper, total, 100 marks. Part I, short answer questions, 40 marks. Answer all questions in 2-3 sentences each. Each question carries 4 marks. Q1. What is meant by investment policy in insurance companies? Answer. An investment policy is a framework formulated by insurers to guide investment decisions in accordance with regulatory guidelines. It defines objectives, risk management practices, and permissible investment avenues to ensure safety and profitability of funds. Q2. State the role of the audit committee in an insurance company. Answer. The audit committee oversees financial reporting, internal controls, and audit functions of the insurer. It reviews audit reports, ensures compliance with regulations, and monitors investment and governance practices. Q3. What are controlled funds under the Insurance Act? Answer. Controlled funds refer to funds of an insurer that must be invested as per regulatory norms under the Insurance Act, 1938. These funds are subject to restrictions to ensure safety, liquidity, and protection of policyholders' interests. Q4. Define stewardship responsibilities of insurers. Answer. Stewardship responsibilities involve monitoring and engaging with investee companies to enhance value for policyholders. It includes activities like governance oversight, voting, and managing investments responsibly. Q5. What is meant by conflict of interest in investment activities? Answer. A conflict of interest arises when the insurer's interests differ from those of policyholders or beneficiaries. Insurers must identify such situations and implement policies to manage them transparently and fairly. Q6. Explain the concept of monitoring investee companies. Answer. Monitoring investee companies involves regularly assessing their performance, governance, and risk factors. Insurers track financial and operational aspects to ensure their investments remain secure and profitable. Q7. What is the purpose of actuarial valuation in life insurance? Answer. Actuarial valuation determines the insurer's liability towards policyholders by estimating future claims and obligations. It ensures that sufficient funds are maintained to meet future commitments. Q8. Define acquisition cost in insurance business. Answer. Acquisition cost refers to expenses incurred in obtaining new or renewal insurance contracts. These include commissions and other costs directly related to policy issuance and are expensed in the period incurred. Q9. What are contingent liabilities in financial statements? Answer. Contingent liabilities are potential obligations that may arise depending on the outcome of future events. These are disclosed in financial statements to ensure transparency but are not recognized as actual liabilities. Q10. State the importance of solvency margin for insurers. Answer. Solvency margin ensures that insurers maintain adequate financial strength to meet policyholder obligations. It acts as a safeguard against unexpected losses and promotes stability in the insurance sector. Part 2. Essay-type questions, 40 marks. Answer any 5 questions in about 200-300 words each. Each question carries 8 marks. Q1. Discuss the regulatory requirements relating to investment functions of insurers. Answer. The investment functions of insurers are strictly governed by regulatory provisions to ensure safety, liquidity, and profitability of funds, particularly those belonging to policyholders. Insurers are required to invest their funds, including controlled funds, only in approved categories of investments as specified under the Insurance Act, 1938 and guidelines issued by the regulatory authority. A key requirement is the formulation of a well-defined investment policy approved by the board, which outlines investment objectives, risk management strategies, and internal controls. Insurers must also ensure that investments are diversified and aligned with the nature and duration of liabilities. Regular internal or concurrent audits of investment transactions are mandatory, and such reports are reviewed by the audit committee to ensure compliance. Further, insurers are permitted to engage in financial derivatives only to the extent allowed by regulatory guidelines and primarily for hedging purposes. Transparency is another crucial requirement, with insurers required to maintain proper documentation and disclosures relating to investment activities. The implementation of investment risk management systems must also be monitored and reviewed periodically. Overall, these regulatory requirements aim to protect policyholders' interests, ensure prudent fund management, and maintain financial stability in the insurance sector. Q2. Explain the stewardship principles applicable to insurance companies and their significance. Answer. Stewardship principles guide insurers in responsibly managing investments made on behalf of policyholders. These principles emphasize active ownership, transparency, and accountability in dealing with investee companies. Insurers are required to formulate and publicly disclose a stewardship policy approved by their board. The principles include managing conflicts of interest, monitoring investee companies, intervening when necessary, collaborating with other institutional investors, and exercising voting rights responsibly. Insurers must regularly track company performance, governance practices, and risk factors such as environmental, social, and governance (ESG) risks. In situations where performance or governance is unsatisfactory, insurers may engage with management or escalate concerns. Another important principle is transparency in voting decisions and periodic reporting of stewardship activities to policyholders. Insurers must also ensure that all actions are taken in the best interest of policyholders, who are the ultimate beneficiaries. The significance of stewardship principles lies in enhancing long-term value creation, improving corporate governance of investee companies, and protecting policyholders' funds. They also promote ethical investment practices and strengthen trust in the insurance sector by ensuring accountability and responsible decision-making. Q3. Describe the role and functions of the audit committee in ensuring compliance and governance in insurance companies. Answer. The Audit Committee plays a crucial role in strengthening corporate governance and ensuring regulatory compliance in insurance companies. It is constituted by the board as per regulatory guidelines and is responsible for overseeing financial reporting, internal controls, and audit functions. One of its primary functions is to review internal and concurrent audit reports, especially those related to investment transactions involving both shareholders and policyholders' funds. The committee evaluates whether the insurer complies with accounting standards, regulatory requirements, and internal policies. It also ensures that proper risk management systems are in place and functioning effectively. The Audit Committee monitors the implementation of investment policies and reviews the effectiveness of investment risk management systems. It also ensures that financial disclosures are accurate, transparent, and in line with prescribed norms. In addition, the committee addresses issues related to fraud prevention, irregularities, and conflict of interest. Overall, the Audit Committee acts as a watchdog, ensuring that the insurer operates in a transparent, accountable, and compliant manner. Its role is vital in protecting policyholders' interests, maintaining financial discipline, and upholding the integrity of the insurance sector. Q4. Explain the accounting principles followed in preparation of financial statements of life insurance companies. Answer. The preparation of financial statements of life insurance companies is governed by specific accounting principles to ensure uniformity, transparency, and reliability. These statements must comply with the accounting standards notified under the Companies Act, 2013, as applicable to insurers. Financial statements typically include the balance sheet, revenue account, policyholders account, profit and loss account, shareholders account, and cash flow statement prepared under the direct method. Premium income is recognized when it becomes due, and in the case of linked policies, it is recognized when units are created. Acquisition costs, which are directly related to securing new or renewal business, are expensed in the period in which they are incurred. A crucial aspect is actuarial valuation, where liabilities relating to life policies are determined by an appointed actuary. This ensures that the insurer maintains sufficient funds to meet future claims and obligations. The valuation is based on prudent assumptions, which must be disclosed in the notes to accounts. Additionally, insurers must follow consistent accounting policies and disclose any deviations with reasons. Segment reporting is mandatory, and financial statements must present a true and fair view of the insurer's financial position. These principles collectively ensure financial discipline and protection of policyholders' interests. Q5. Discuss the importance of disclosures in financial statements of insurers with suitable examples. Answer. Disclosures in financial statements are essential for ensuring transparency, accountability, and informed decision-making by stakeholders. In the insurance sector, disclosures help regulators, investors, and policyholders assess the financial health and risk exposure of the insurer. Insurers are required to disclose various items such as contingent liabilities, actuarial assumptions, investment details, and outstanding claims. For example, contingent liabilities like underwriting commitments or disputed statutory dues must be disclosed to indicate potential future obligations. Similarly, disclosure of claims pending for more than 6 months helps assess the efficiency of claims settlement. Other important disclosures include the basis of valuation of investments, operating expenses allocation, and managerial remuneration. Insurers must also provide information on asset quality, risk exposure, and solvency position through management reports. These disclosures enhance credibility and ensure compliance with regulatory requirements. They also promote better corporate governance by making insurers accountable for their financial practices. Overall, proper disclosures build trust among stakeholders and contribute to the stability of the insurance sector. Q6. Explain the concept of claims cost and its components in insurance accounting. Answer. Claims cost is a critical component in insurance accounting, representing the total amount an insurer is liable to pay in respect of claims arising under insurance policies. It reflects the financial impact of insured events and is a key determinant of an insurer's profitability and performance. The claims cost primarily includes the policy benefit amount payable to policyholders or beneficiaries. In addition, it comprises specific claims settlement costs such as legal fees, administrative expenses, and investigation costs incurred during the settlement process. Accurate estimation of claims cost is essential, as it directly affects the insurer's financial statements and solvency position. Insurers must make adequate provisions for outstanding claims, including those incurred but not reported, IBNR. The ultimate cost of claims is determined based on actuarial principles and past experience. Proper management of claims cost helps insurers maintain financial stability and control loss ratios. It also ensures timely settlement of claims, thereby enhancing customer satisfaction and trust. Thus, claims cost is a vital element in assessing the operational efficiency and financial soundness of an insurance company. Part 3. Case study, 20 marks. Read the case carefully and answer the following questions. Each question carries 2 marks. Case. An insurance company has recently observed deviations in its investment performance and increasing claims ratio. The audit committee has raised concerns regarding weak monitoring of investee companies and lack of proper disclosure in financial statements. The company is now planning to strengthen its stewardship policy, improve internal audit mechanisms, and ensure better compliance with regulatory guidelines. Questions. Q1. Identify one key issue related to investment management in the case. Answer. A key issue is the weak monitoring of investee companies, which has led to deviations in investment performance. This reflects inadequate oversight and ineffective investment management practices. Q2. What role can the audit committee play in improving compliance? Answer. The audit committee can strengthen compliance by reviewing audit reports, ensuring adherence to regulatory norms, and improving internal control systems. It also ensures transparency and accuracy in financial reporting. Q3. Suggest one measure to improve monitoring of investee companies. Answer. The company should implement a structured monitoring system with periodic performance reviews of investee companies. This should include evaluation of financial performance, governance, and risk factors. Q4. Why are proper disclosures important in financial statements? Answer. Proper disclosures ensure transparency and help stakeholders assess the financial position and risks of the insurer. They also ensure regulatory compliance and build trust among policyholders. Q5. Suggest one corrective step to control rising claims ratio. Answer. The insurer can strengthen underwriting standards to reduce high-risk policies. Additionally, improving claims assessment and fraud detection can help control the claims ratio. Trophy Gold Medal Classical Building Woman Student. Test yourself. Q1. Differentiate between approved assets and deemed assets. Answer. Approved assets and deemed assets are classifications used under the Insurance Act, 1938 to regulate the investment of funds by insurers. Approved assets refer to those investments that are explicitly permitted by regulatory authorities, such as government securities, approved bonds, and other specified safe instruments. These assets are considered secure and reliable, ensuring protection of policyholders' funds and maintaining financial stability of the insurer. On the other hand, deemed assets are those investments that may not strictly fall under the list of approved assets but are treated as approved due to specific regulatory provisions or conditions. These may include certain investments that are temporarily allowed or recognized by the authority based on their nature, safety, or strategic importance. Deemed assets are subject to limits and conditions to ensure they do not expose the insurer to excessive risk. The key difference lies in the level of regulatory acceptance and inherent risk. Approved assets are inherently recognized as safe and form the core investment portfolio, whereas deemed assets are conditionally accepted and may involve relatively higher risk or flexibility. This classification helps regulators ensure prudent investment practices while allowing limited flexibility to insurers. Q2. Discuss the provisions of IRDAI with respect to investments of life insurance company. Answer. The Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, IRDAI, has laid down detailed provisions governing the investment activities of life insurance companies to safeguard policyholders' interests. Life insurers are required to invest their controlled funds strictly in accordance with the categories specified under the Insurance Act and IRDAI guidelines. These investments must prioritize safety, liquidity, and reasonable returns. A key provision is the requirement to formulate a board-approved investment policy outlining investment objectives, risk management practices, and internal controls. Insurers must ensure diversification of investments and alignment with long-term liabilities of life insurance policies. Regular internal or concurrent audits of investment transactions are mandatory, and reports must be reviewed by the audit committee. IRDAI also permits the use of financial derivatives, but only for hedging purposes and within prescribed limits. Insurers must implement robust investment risk management systems and ensure periodic monitoring of performance. Transparency is ensured through detailed disclosures and reporting requirements. Overall, these provisions ensure disciplined investment practices, financial stability, and protection of policyholders' funds in life insurance companies. Q3. Discuss the limitations imposed by IRDAI in case of investments of general insurer. Answer. IRDAI imposes several limitations on the investment activities of general insurers to ensure prudent fund management and protection of policyholders. General insurers are required to invest their assets only in specified categories of investments as prescribed by the regulatory authority. These limitations are designed to maintain a balance between risk and return while ensuring liquidity for claim settlements. One major limitation is on the extent of investment in different asset classes, such as equities, debt instruments, and other securities. Insurers cannot excessively invest in high-risk instruments and must adhere to prescribed exposure limits. Investments must also be diversified to avoid concentration risk. Further, general insurers are restricted in the use of financial derivatives, which can only be used for hedging and risk management purposes within regulatory limits. All investment activities are subject to internal or concurrent audit, and reports must be reviewed regularly to ensure compliance. Additionally, insurers must maintain proper documentation, follow approved investment policies, and ensure transparency through disclosures. These limitations help in safeguarding financial stability, ensuring timely claim payments, and maintaining trust in the insurance system. Q4. Can the insurance company invest in shares of public company? Answer. Yes, an insurance company can invest in shares of a public company, but such investments are subject to strict regulatory guidelines issued by IRDAI. Insurers are required to invest their funds only within the categories of investments specified by the regulatory authority, which include equity shares of public companies listed on recognized stock exchanges. However, such investments are not unrestricted. Insurers must adhere to prescribed exposure norms and limits to avoid concentration risk. The investment in equity shares is generally considered riskier compared to government securities or debt instruments. Hence, regulators impose caps on the proportion of funds that can be invested in equities. Insurers must also ensure proper diversification of their investment portfolio. Further, all equity investments must align with the insurer's board-approved investment policy and risk management framework. Regular monitoring of investee companies is required to assess performance, governance, and associated risks. Insurers are also required to exercise stewardship responsibilities, including voting on key resolutions and engaging with company management when necessary. Thus, while investment in shares of public companies is permitted, it is carefully regulated to ensure that policyholders' funds are protected and investments are made prudently. Q5. Discuss the role and functions of Audit Committee and Investment Committee in monitoring the investments of insurance company. Answer. The Audit Committee and Investment Committee play crucial roles in monitoring and governing the investment activities of an insurance company. The Audit Committee is primarily responsible for overseeing financial reporting, internal controls, and audit functions. It reviews internal and concurrent audit reports related to investment transactions and ensures compliance with regulatory guidelines and accounting standards. The Audit Committee also evaluates the effectiveness of internal control systems and risk management processes. It ensures transparency in financial disclosures and addresses issues related to irregularities, fraud, or non-compliance. By reviewing audit findings, the committee helps maintain accountability and strengthens governance. On the other hand, the investment committee is responsible for formulating, implementing, and reviewing the investment policy of the insurer. It ensures that investments are made in accordance with regulatory norms and are aligned with the insurer's objectives and risk appetite. The committee monitors portfolio performance, ensures diversification, and evaluates investment risks. Both committees work in coordination to ensure effective oversight of investment activities. While the investment committee focuses on decision-making and strategy, the audit committee ensures compliance and control. Together, they safeguard policyholders' funds and promote sound financial management within the insurance company. Thanks to learn with us. You can find more study content on our website couture.com.